Alright, a little impromptu video, but I just wanted to show. This is supposed to be $130 item at Home Depot. I'm building my own. So you can see I did 3 slats right there across the beams that are going around in my garage. And I'm going to do the same right over here. And you can see I am just building these basic pieces. This is just regular common board, right? And then up here, these are like 2x6s. I just had a long sheet of wood. I just cut it in half. I think it was like basically like a deck board almost, but thicker. And yeah, so that's gonna be my platform right there. And here's my middle beam. So this is gonna be in between both. And then I'll have 2 of these sides right here, one on either side. And then you'll see the buckets that I'm going to put in there, and it's going to be overhead storage. So boxes in there. So anyway, what I'm going to do is draw a line down the center here from my center beam that's going to hold both sides, left and right. And once I draw the line, I'm going to drill my pilot holes upwards. Then I'm going to take my 3-inch screws and drill them down so that they're poking out maybe about 1/8 of an inch. And then I'm going to take my board, because I'm going to have them finish right there at the top. So I'm going to line it up, press it into those screws, then take my board down, drill the pilot holes, and then I can pin it in. So it should work very easily. And that way, obviously, I can pin the middle one first so that the board stays. And then I can go ahead and finish the rest of them and lock it in place. All right, so I drew my line. Made my holes, and then I put the screws through. Just like I said, you can see them slightly poking out. So I'm going to take my board, line it up with that front beam there, and press it into that board. Well, it's going to be that way. And then I can go ahead and make the holes here, push it back up, drill the center one in, and then start to put the other ones in as well. All right, just so you can see the impressions that it made. Right there, right there, right there. So I'm going to go ahead and drill those holes. Now, just because they're not exactly lined up, like that one's a little to the left, this one's dead center, that one's a little to the right. They're all in the center because I, centered the board. But do it where the holes are. That's just how I drilled them in. That's how they're going to go in now. So, yeah, very simple, easy trick. And there you go. You can see it hanging nice, flush with the front there. It pressed right into all 5 of the screws, of course, locked right in. Drilled the first middle one down, and then just sent the rest of them in. So, good to go. I just pulled down on it really hard, and yeah, it can kind of move slight left to right if you really wanted to. I pulled down, and it's super, super strong. So I locked it in good with screws every which way, and yeah. We're only going to be holding lightweight stuff in there anyway. It's a 27-gallon bin. It's not like I'm going to be storing, like metal tools in there. Like, it's not going to be hundreds of pounds. It's probably going to be like a 50, 60-pound bucket. Definitely going to be capable of holding about 100 pounds, no problem. So, but hey, whatever you're going to store, plan accordingly. All right, so one little trick. This is 1x4 common board. This is 1x3 common board. These are going to be the side pieces to hold in the bins. Just take the board and draw the line on the opposite side. And then you can see I have it clamped for the board. And then I just sat it in a vise. So now I know where my holes should be. I can just drop pilot holes, right in the middle there. And so I just took my bucket here. You can see one of these HD buckets, 27-gallon. I just sat it up there and put it, pressed against the right side. And then you could see I pushed it all the way up and I drew a line right where the edge of this would be. So I know just about where I want my next bar to be. It's going to be just on the left of that line. So that way it hooks in and there's plenty of room for this thing to be seated. All right, so there you go. That is what the final product looks like. So you see I got my little T-bar in the middle and two sides, and it works out very well. Now, so for all the materials, I bought 4 of these containers. They were each, I want to say like $13 a piece at Home Depot. So 26, 40, like 50, you know, over 50 bucks for those containers, but you would have to get those containers anyway. They didn't come with part of those brackets and stuff. And then, I don't know, $35, $40 in materials. So I got enough materials to do 4 buckets, plus I have the 4 buckets. So like $80 altogether, and you're gonna be able to do 4 of these. Now, it took a little bit of time, but hey, that's all right. I made it where I want it to be, the exact size I want it to be, and so forth. And so it's really cool. And of course, I got even room to add another one on if I want to. And so it's really nice. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. As far as the price, the time, I'll say I took my time out here, but it definitely took a couple hours just to kind of, but that's also too because I wanted the bars recessed. I didn't want it to be any lower because obviously we're parking the car here. So I wanted to make sure it was up high as it could be. And yeah, so, you know, I just kind of took my time, planned it out the way I wanted it to be and so forth. So I could have rushed it and, you know, but I'm sure it wouldn't have come out as clean as it did. So, you know, those are my few tips for you. There's the cost. I think it was well worth it to just do it on my own, buy the materials. You could probably even get metal brackets from Home Depot if you want to, but then the cost is probably going to go up a little bit. Just get some regular common board like I did, some 2x6s or 2x4s, whatever you need for a little platform on top, or maybe you can even bracket it into what you have, and that'll be even a little quicker. So again, leave those comments. As always, hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button down below, help support the channel, help support me. And hey, while you're out there, while you're listening to this message, I would just like to promote the idea of potentially donating blood. Yes, that's right. Pretty random, right? But that's what I want to promote right now. If you can go reach out to the Red Cross, they have a donors app you can check out. If you can, if you're eligible, if you're capable, take a second, think about it, try to help somebody out in your neighborhood. Anyway, SK Lifestyle, appreciate you watching. See you all next time.